It is time for another episode of our homework workouts. Today's workout is going to be very intense, specifically that middle part. We're going to connect all sorts of jumping, and even if you have injuries that tell you don't jump, we have other stuff you can do that makes it a very intense session today. You're going to need a lot of stuff, so what I need you to do already is start grabbing a set of bottles you have, or any weighted object that is the same in each hand. You need that. You're obviously going to need your smartwatch timer as well. So for now, let's get started. Time to start off with this session by getting ready with the warm-up. What we're going to do is show you the 3 movements that we have for you today. Eventually, they'll be in a 6-minute quality AMRAP. That word quality stands for don't go fast and do as least work as possible, but at least keep moving a bit, right? Now let's have a look at the 3 movements. I have William and Kennedy here for you guys today. I want you to start with your feet together. Stand up nice and straight. We're going to start off showing you guys the inchworm. If you are at home, you can already join us by just practicing the movement. Your hand reaches to the floor, you walk out as far as possible. Now William goes as far as possible. You guys can maintain movement, guys. Goes as far as possible, and Kenneth only goes with the hands right underneath the shoulder into a perfect plank. The idea is you go as far as you possibly can while maintaining proper tension throughout in the core, which is very important here. Once you start arching, you're out of the team, bro. Now, that is our inchworm here. Beautiful inchworms. If you guys walk back up, I need you to grab your set of bottles for the second movement. So they have a set of bottles here. Equal weight in each arm. Make sure you have enough space if you have somebody standing next to you. You probably still need 2 meters of distance anyway, so you should be fine when you spread your arm here. We're going to do kind of like a dislocation movement. We're going to do very big circles with the weight in our hands. And we're going to do 3 reps going forward, and then we'll do a couple of reps going backwards. I want you to focus on straight arms throughout the movement and make the circles as high as you possibly can while going through this. If the bottle is too heavy, take a couple of sips and continue on the movement. Now, our third movement, you can set the bottles on the floor, you can lay on your back. Now they'll both show the same movement but in a different way. Kenneth's going to have one leg on the floor, one leg across. William's going to have both legs off the floor and one leg across. It's very simple. You're going to press your knee away. You hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, you let it come back into the body, and then you press it away, hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, let it come back in. Beautiful stretch for the glutes. This is exactly what we're trying to target here. So you do 5 reps of this on just one side, pressing firmly on that knee while the ankle is stuck to your knee, and then you switch to the other leg. Beautiful, guys. So maybe you just sat on the couch looking at us doing the movements and talking about it, or you already joined us by practicing the movements, which is both fine. Now we're gonna get into the action and start on that 6-minute quality AMRAP of these 3 movements we just showed you. So, Ken and William, I want you guys to start off as well. We're going to do 6 minutes of this. We start off with 3 inchworms. So with the inchworms, right, walk out as far as possible while maintaining tension in the belly. A strong core is necessary here. Kenneth just goes to about shoulder position with the hands. William moves way further than that, which is both fine. You just do something that suits to your level. And then upon completion of the 3rd rep, you grab your bottles, because it is 3 arm circles forward and then 3 arm circles backwards. Very big range of motion here. And try to get up as high as possible in the middle, but I do need to see straight arms here, crew, straight arms. If this is very tough for you to do with objects, you can also do it without objects. That is all fine. So big as arm circles. Then after the 3 and 3, you put the bottles on the floor, you go lay on your back. We're going to have our right leg across first, and then you do 5 push-outs with the knee where you hold the end position for a good 2 to 3 seconds. And if I say 2 to 3, I basically mean either 2 real seconds or 3 quick seconds. That's all up to you. So we'll do 5 reps of just one leg, and then we move to the other leg. So William has both legs off the floor, which makes it slightly harder, and Kenneth has one leg positioned in the floor. So if you're very inflexible or just stiff as F, as I would say, then you could rather go for Kenneth's option. If you feel very subtle, and you're like a subtle leopard, you can go with like William is doing with both legs being off the floor. Beautiful push away here off the knee, going all the way through for 5 reps on each side. That is nice. So that only took like a minute or so. I need you guys to continue with these 3 movements and go on for another 5. finish the 6-minute quality AMRAP, continue, press pause. Alright, so yesterday we had easy mobility in the middle. We often do that, but sometimes, as you guys have known by now, we do some tough stuff in the middle of the session. Today, no other. We're going to do a complex of 3 different jumping movements. The idea is simple. It is 5 reps of 3 movements. I need you to go through the entire set as explosive as possible, and then you rest as long as needed before starting again for 5 rounds in total. Now, this might take a while. That is all good. We're going to show you all 3 movements right now. And when we talk about scaling, I want to say that right now, when we talk about scaling, we do 3 different movements that very deviate from the jumps, but you can also do in a complex and they will all be in a plank. Right? So bear with us. We're going to start off with William and Kenneth showing the frog jump first. Right, let's get started. So, starting in a plank, you jump yourself forward to the bottom of the squat and you go right back into the plank. Now what William is doing is he's jumping himself into that squat bottom, staying low, but once his feet hit the floor, his hands are off the floor. Kenneth jumps forward and still has his hands on the floor, which is slightly easier. Beautiful. All right, William, you can rest now. If you cannot do a jump or a knee bending motion or whatsoever, you're going to start the complex with the following one. Not your mountain climber, but your feet coming next to your hand, and then you're stepping back. And you go through this for 6 reps in total. 6 reps, because an odd number would be very weird when we do 1 leg at a time. Although most people think that. Good, thank you, Kenneth. That is an injury scaling option for you, not a regular scaling option. Now, our second movement will come right after. It'll be the jump squat. Since we end that frog jump in a squat bottom, we can immediately go into jump squat. So what I'm going to make Kenneth and William do is do 1 more frog jump, end in a squat bottom, and then start their first set of jump squats. Boom, there we go. So they go through their full squat here, and they just make sure they're just a tiny bit off the floor and fully extended in the air. Rest, guys, that was beautiful. Fully extended in the air, that is all what we're looking for. Now Kenneth again is going to show you what plank variation you can do if the jump or the squat is not suited for you because of an injury. You're going to lift up a straight leg off the floor, boom, back down on the floor, remain tension in the belly, and then again you'll do 6 alternating repetitions of exactly this motion, leg lifts in plank. Alright, beautiful. Now, we move on to our third movement, and our third movement is one we also do standing up, and it's going to be a tuck jump, one of our favorites, right? The idea is simple. You jump up high, you pull your knees up towards your chest while staying as upright as possible. Now, camera is slowly going to come to you guys. I need you to focus and give me a couple of reps of good as a tuck jump. Boom, there we go. We pull up the knees nice and high. Ideally, we aim for like a parallel position in the air, so knees approximately at hip height. If not, you just intend to go there, and then we will give you the thumbs up. All right, let's rest here. Now, Kenneth is going to show you what to do when you have the injury. You're in that plank complex, and you want to finish up with something quick. Well, nothing surprising here. We just do a couple of quick mountain climbers in the middle without the other foot hitting the floor. So 6 of these babies. Beautiful, Kenneth. I was actually getting into the hype zone already for the workout, but we're just in part 2 of today's session. And part 2 was the complex we just showed you of all the different jumping movements. The idea is to connect them all together. So you can do 5 of the frog jumps in that bottom of the squat and plank, right into 5 squat jumps, right into 5 tuck jumps, and then you rest as long as needed before hitting that set very hard again. Think about it. You're aiming for explosive movements, not slow movements that are dragged out over the course of a couple of minutes. If this takes you 10 minutes to get through, that is all fine. Now we're going to start a set here, so I need you guys to start a set with us. So wait for me to count down, and then we're going to start. We're all going to start in a plank, so let's start there, and I'll do that 3, 2, 1 countdown in a second, and then you guys can hit it off. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. 5 reps. The thing here is that I need you guys to stay low. 5 reps of staying low, explosively driving your legs underneath the body, and then immediately followed by 5 quick jump squats into 5 high duck jumps. Pull those knees up high, guys. Let's go. Pull them up high. Pull them up high. All 5. All 5. Good. And then they rest. And it's funny, you're just doing 15 reps and your heart rate goes through the roof on just these 15. Now, this was only one round that we did together. I need you guys to do 4 more rounds on your own, so continue and press pause. Okay, so it is time to get that workout started. We just had some intense jumping going on, but now we got 4 different movements combined in a 10-minute AMRAP. So what we'll do is show you the movements first. Make sure you grab your bottles again, because we're going to need our bottles, and already have your smartwatch timer ready, because we're going to need that as well for the 10-minute time frame. Now let's have a look at the 4 movements that we will do today. The first one is going to be a jumping jack. So let's get started with the jumping jack. We have legs together, legs wide, and we have arms together and arms next to the body. Connect that in a rhythm and you're going to be fine. It's a very simple way of getting the heart rate up a tiny bit to start off each round. Let's rest. Now what we did is, if you have an injury that is telling you you should not jump in this movement, right, or in this workout, then what you're going to do is not a mountain climber that we usually use because they're already in the workout. We throw in some more ab work by doing the ab bicycle of a couple of days ago. Shoulder blades off the floor and you just cycle away with the legs. 30 reps would be 30 alternating reps, which means 15 a leg if you're one of the persons that counts like that. Beautiful, Kenny, thank you for showing that. Now, our second movement will be shoulder taxing, so some bodybuilding in today's session, which is always a good way to get people to join, is going to be the double bottle front raise. So have your bottles of equal weight ready, place them in front of the legs with the palms facing down or inwards, and from there it's going to be raise up and go back down. And I want you guys to go at a pretty rough pace, but when you pace this, I do want to see control on the way down. Well, I can see what you guys at home are doing, but please do not smack the bottles downwards against your legs. Keep a good pace going. William is aiming to do like a peekaboo kind of raise where he goes above eye height, and Kenneth goes to exactly shoulder height, which is in my opinion a minimum here for the shoulder front raise with 2 bottles. All right, let's rest for a second. Kenneth, I want you to hold the bottles. Now let's say that Kenneth has a shoulder injury, and then maybe that front position is very nasty to do. In that case, I want him to face the palms forward, and he's just going to go for 20 reps of a bicep curl here, where he's focusing on keeping the upper portion of the arm in position, flexing through the elbow and bringing that bottle towards the shoulder. And it's going to be that same quick pace he just used on the front raises while doing the bicep curls. Nice, Kenny. All right, let's place the bottles on the floor. And let's go to our third movement, which is our classic mountain climber. Yes, it is used to get some ab work in, but it's also used to jack up the heart rate, which we will do today. So let's get started, guys, from the plank. Quick knees. Try to keep your front foot off the floor so you have that faster motion going. Here we are. Hips in line with the shoulder is always something we're looking for. And try to get your knees to be as close to your arms as possible, but then pull them into the middle. Beautiful, guys. Let's rest. Now, if a mountain climber is very hard for you to do, you just slow down the pace. It is an AMRAP workout. It's not about how much rounds you do, it's about how much quality work you guys can get into. Now, our fourth movement is again with the bottles. We just hit the front delts. Now we're going to hit the rear delts by doing a rear delt raises with the bottles. Let's have a look at that. We're going to have a slight knee bend and hinge from the hip. With long arms, we're going to do those raises where we squeeze the shoulder blades together. The palms are facing inwards or down right now. And we just continue on this motion of squeezing up and pulling that long arm to the ceiling, getting those rear delts to fire properly. We again having that fast tempo, and what really helps is not hitting the bottles together in the middle, but keep some tension on the shoulder in that fast-paced shoulder raise here. Okay, time to bring the hype. It is time for our actual workout. We just showed you all the movements. We gave you some scaling options if you have certain injuries, right? But now it's time for you guys to join with us. We're going to do a 10-minute AMRAP. You want to grab your smartwatch timer, put it on 10 minutes in an AMRAP, and just get as much work done in that time frame as you possibly can while maintaining proper execution, obviously. Now, these guys and you are all going to start together, so get off that couch. Wait for me to count you down. We start off with 30 jumping jacks in 3, 2, 1, and go! So the jumping jack, guys, you never want to do that in a really fast pace. You just want to maintain the rhythm, right? It's very important. You don't want to try to speed up the rhythm because it's 10 minutes of work and it will push up the heart rate even if you don't want it to. You do a little bit more than a rep per second, so a set will take you about 20 to 25 seconds. And I was correct, it took 25 seconds. That is very nice. Then we grab a set of bottles here and then we go for 20 double bottle front raises with the palms facing down. Let's get the palms, here we go, good. To get that good shoulder pump going. Now I will tell you off the bat, and that is a little secret I'll tell you about intended stimulus. Today will be about shoulders. So yes, we're jumping, yes, we're doing abs here, but since we're doing shoulder raises in the middle, we're standing in a plank with the mountain climbers. Our arms go overhead in the jumping jacks. Once you hit round 2, your shoulders will start to burn. Who thought that you could train at home and get your shoulders to burn? Well, we know by now, right? Our third movement is the mountain climber for 30 repetitions. A nice and quick movement with the knees coming in, going almost in between the arms. You always try to aim for that. And it took them about 90 seconds to get to the first 2 movements. There you go, very good, William. So at home as well, if you're either way ahead of us or you're running behind, you're not running behind or way ahead, you're just doing the workout at your own speed, which is exactly what you guys should do. Focus on your own execution, your own speed. If you keep an eye on the screen every once in a while, you see that we're still with you here. So the fourth movement is 20 bend over or double bottle rear delt raises to hit the back of the delt here to finish off the round before you start on your next round. Okay, so that took them about 2 minutes to get through 1 round. They will slow down because of the shoulder fatigue setting in right now. So probably you want to aim for about 4 rounds, maybe getting into the 5th one would be perfect here. Okay, I need you guys to go on, continue and press pause.